Decisions. The New England Patriots this year made a ton of big decisions. First and foremost, beginning of the year, who's going to start at quarterback? Jacoby Brissett, the journeyman, or the stud rookie Drake Maye? As well, offensive line, what's it going to look like? How are we going to figure out the wide receiver group? Matthew Judon, what are we going to do with him? We're going to keep him. We're going to trade him. A bunch of different decisions had to be made. Just like me this Christmas. Am I going to watch the game on Netflix after the huge debacle with the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight? Sorry, that's beside the point. I ended up watching. It wasn't that bad. But anyways, the games weren't great. That being said, the New England Patriots decision they are making right now has the NFL shocked. Let's talk about it. My name is Aaron. This is Sports Talk Patriots on the daily, pushing out that content to people just like you who can't get enough Patriots football. So do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment below. So today what we're going to be talking about, the big news going into Sunday for the Patriots, and that's the fact that they are going to start Drake Maye. Now, I've seen both sides of the argument. First side of the argument is, this is a bunch of grown men. This is a professional league. We are going to play to win the game. I have no disrespect for that. At the same time, the flip side is you have a team that has the opportunity to have the first overall pick in the NFL draft. And if things can go their way and if they can figure some things out, they can trade out of that and potentially get a king's ransom. Now, a lot of and listen, chances are right now the betting favorites would, I haven't even looked at them, would probably be the Patriots taking Travis Hunter first overall. That would be my guess. Now, there's a lot of other great talent on there. McMillan from Arizona. There's Abdul Carter from Penn State. There's no need for a wide receiver. Quarterback. We've talked about, potentially a lot of these teams trying to trade up, like the Browns, the Giants, the Titans, the Raiders, the Jets. There's a lot of teams that would love that first overall pick if they see Cam Ward or Shadur Sanders or Jalen Milroe, which I don't think Jalen Milroe, is a first-round quarterback. But again, I think we have a smaller quarterback draft class, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But that being said, the Patriots have a huge opportunity here. So what do you think, first of all, as we continue to talk on this, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to go in and, I don't want to say blatantly lose, but do you want them to go in guns a-blazing, trying to get the W? Or would you rather them play more conservative and say, listen, we're just going to kind of tiptoe into the offseason, taking our coveted first overall pick, and we will see you again next year? Again, I almost lean towards that direction. But again, when you are a coach for a franchise where you're already on the hot seat, regardless if we think he's going to get fired or not, you want to go out there and you want to be competitive. And I respect that. I respect that out of Gerard Mayo and this organization. But again, you are almost putting yourself in a worse position by going out there in trying to get this win. And who knows what will happen. Mitch Trubisky could absolutely go off for the Buffalo Bills. Now, granted, we know Josh Allen is starting, but that will probably end quickly. I believe Von Miller has a bonus if he gets an extra sack. So it's very possible he plays for a bit, regardless what you think about Von Miller, if he's washed up or not. But that being said, a lot of people find it bizarre the Patriots are guns a-blazing, trying to get this dub. Funny tweet right here. Are the Patriots the dumbest organization currently in sports? I would say no. There are much dumber ones. Much, much dumber. Let's not forget they won 6 Super Bowls in all of our lifetimes. Got to cut them a little slack. All right. And what's funny here is it says the Patriots went from arguably the best coaches in the league for the last 20 plus years to now the absolute worst. Yes, and the roster is rough as well on a lot of fronts. But then it says right here, but they're also jeopardizing the number 1 pick, which bring the possible best talent to the team. Makes complete sense. Kind of weird face. And then it says right here, thankfully the Jets still exist. Yes, amen to that. Comment below if you agree with that. But we're a very close second. Listen, at the beginning of the year, I said there was multiple teams I think that would be worse than the Patriots. I have been proven wrong. The Patriots have been bad. But the New York Jets went into this season thinking, we could win the Super Bowl. And they'd even come close to making the playoffs. And so when you look at it, the Jets, and we're going to talk about them a little later in this episode as well, the Jets are still struggling. They have some pieces, but struggling. So that being said, do you agree with these fans that it's kind of ridiculous that they're going out there trying to win this game? Again, I would like to see people like Polk, people like Jaheim Bell, players like Javon Baker, players like Marcellus Dial, Caden Wallace, Layden Robinson. I want to see this young talent go out there and play. Not like it's necessarily a preseason game, because it's not, but I want to see them go out there and compete and show us what they got. Because going into the whole offseason, questioning what they're going to do with them, I would rather see them, hey, this is your last shot. Show us what you got. Not saying you're going to be cut, but like, listen, if Jalen Polk goes out there and he shows us, hey, I do have some potential, I think, they're going to probably have a discussion of, all right, now where is wide receiver on our kind of totem pole? I think it's still pretty high, obviously, but when it comes down to it, what happens with Austin Hooper and Jaheim Bell? Jaheim Bell, can you be that tight end too right there? Or are we going to have to get into discussions of getting another tight end? So there's all these different things that kind of trickle down when you look into this game that could show this organization. But again, I got to tip my hat. You play to win the game. You play to win the game. I've coached 100 teams, middle school, high school, whatever, and you never go give a speech saying, let's go lose. No, you don't do that. And if you do, you're not a good coach. So if you're sitting there like I've said that, you're probably not a good coach. So anyways, comment below. What do you think? Bizarre that they're putting in the starters, or do you think they should do the opposite? Comment below. Next, I thought this was interesting. Special team coordinator Jeremy Springer. Every time I see his name, I always want to say Jerry. Anyways, he basically came out and said, like, hey, listen, I love his quote here, but he basically said, listen, if we're not out there performing, then I understand it. I understand their frustration, the fans' frustration, why they're booing. And he said this: if you don't want to get shot at, don't join the Army. Again, if you don't want to coach and you're not doing what you're supposed to, don't be a coach, because you're probably going to get booed. Again, if you put something out on the field, a product on the field, and it's not worthy of the fans, I have no disrespect. Now, there are times I've heard fans boo for reasons where I'm like, okay, that's disrespectful. But again, if your team's doing awful and it's just frustrating, I understand boos. For sure. So that being said, comment below. Tell me what you think of that as well. Gerard Mayo came out and spoke about it as well, just the boos, and he said a very similar response of Springer, where it was, hey, I get it. They're upset. I see they're the ones paying the bills, essentially, which is true. They're the ones coming to the games, doing all this stuff. I understand why they're upset. Now, Tavai, he came out and basically said, hey, he got upset. Fans should know their place and all this stuff. Got really upset. And then Gerard Mayo had a little conversation with him and was basically like, listen, this is the wrong way to go about it. Shut your mouth and go apologize, which he ended up doing. Again, I get his frustration as well, but he needs to know, obviously, and he even said himself, we're the ones on the field working our tail off, blah, blah, blah. Yes, we get it, but at the same time, it's not like you specifically we are booing. It is the organization as a whole. There are so many frustrating things going on. That's the culmination of it all turns into a boo. It's as simple as that. So, Tavai, it's going to be all right, buddy. Last but not least, this makes me a little nervous, not going to lie. Mike Vrabel reportedly interviewed for the Jets head coaching job on Friday. Ron Rivera also did that as well on Thursday. He interviewed for it. Ron Rivera, he made it to a Super Bowl with the Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton, and ended up losing to a noodled arm Peyton Manning, which, he didn't really help much. It was more of the defense. But anyways, I digress. Mike Vrabel on the Jets, that would be a great hire by them. Again, I would love to see Mike Vrabel as a coach for the Patriots in some capacity, if not the head coaching capacity. But if he ends up getting this job for the Jets, I don't think it's going to be good, because the Jets' defense is not bad. Offensively, they have weapons. We talked about all of this at the beginning of the season. They have weapons. Aaron Rodgers is gone. I've heard rumors that the Jets organization is eyeing J.J. McCarthy. Sam Darnold will most likely get an extension with the Vikings, and the Vikings will seek out a first-round pick for J.J. McCarthy. Bada boom, bada bing. J.J. McCarthy is the starting quarterback for the New York Jets under new head coach Mike Vrabel. That does not sound fun. Not at all. So anyways, comment below. Tell me what you think about that. Do you think that's a possibility? Again, I think Mike Vrabel, his resume speaks for himself. He had a winning record with the Titans. He made the playoffs 3 times. He made the AFC Championship. On the way to his AFC Championship, beat Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. He has what it takes. So comment below. Tell me what you think. My name's Aaron, the Sports Talk Patriots. We'll talk later. Hit that subscribe button. Peace.